everybody, and happy
Here at City of
Sunday.
Refuge. We were
Oh,
just almost there.
there goes my commercial. You can never be quick enough to get that mute on. Thank you everybody for joining me today. It is so good to be back. I am super excited. I have a little bit of stories to tell you and share with you. Let me just get my commercial here and see where I'm at. All right, it looks like I'm live. It looks like hopefully I have comments going. Hi Laura, welcome. All right, so I have been gone for a little bit. We had our grandbaby, and for those of you that are on my business Facebook page, I posted some pictures, and on my personal page. We had a wonderful trip to Montana going there. We flew, we got there right when the day after they got home. So they got settled in and everything, and that was great. So we had a good visit. I tested for COVID before we left because I was exposed, and I was still negative like a week after I was exposed. So we thought all is good. So we get to Montana, we visit the baby. Every morning we'd get to their house, and we would, I'd let mom take a nap, and I'd watch Bo and let her sleep and get caught up because his nights and days, of course, were all mixed up. And thank you, everybody. And it is good to be back. I am feeling much better. Still a little cold, but much better. So anyway, we watched the baby. I got to hold him, and he slept with me, and on the chair, and everything was great. We got there. What day did we get there? Saturday. Sunday night, my husband had a project to work on. So he got up at midnight because he couldn't sleep. And I think he had this project on his mind, and he needed to get it done for work because he brought work, and worked on it that night until like 4 in the morning. And so the next day he was tired. He just was wanting to just lay down, and he stayed away from the baby. He did hold the baby Saturday, the first day. And but he just said, I'm really tired. And I said, you've been up all night working on this project. I'm sure that's what it is. Well, Monday came along, and I said, you know what? No, Tuesday. I said, we need to go back to the hotel, and we need to get you a test, because he was just extra tired, and he's normally not like that. He ends up having COVID. So we were guessing we got it on the plane, or maybe he got it from work. We're not sure. I tested same day, and I was fine. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate it. Anyway, so then there was 2 tests in the pack, so I tested, and I was negative too. So then we decided, okay, well, we need to get back home. We can't go around the baby anymore. So we called them and told them what was going on. And my husband's like, you need to get on a plane and get home, and because I tested negative, and I'm just going to rent a car and go home. And that's just how it's going to be. You need to get on a plane. And I was like, yeah, but, and he's like, no, if you ride with me, you're going to get it. And so at first thought, all this is happening, and we're like, okay, I'll get a plane ticket. Well, that's what we'll do. We'll switch our flights and all that. So we did. And then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, first of all, you have COVID, and you're super tired. You can't drive 24 hours. He would stay the night, obviously, somewhere, but I'm like, that's a lot of driving, and you're going to be tired. It's inevitable. I'll probably get it. I'm canceling my flight, and I'll just drive with you, because I just didn't want him driving while he was tired, even though he was adamant that I got a plane ticket. Anyway, long story short, we changed the plane, canceled the plane ticket. I drove with him. Of course, I got home and had COVID, and we were both just drained after the 24-hour drive. We stopped in Idaho. It's really difficult because we called, once we were there, we had to tell the hotel, we have COVID. We told the rental car place, we have COVID, and they were fine. They'll clean everything up and all that. So anyway, it's hard to travel when you have COVID, and you can't, we don't want to sleep in our car. Anyway, it worked out fine. Everything was great. The hotels were wonderful. Gave us wipes, gave us everything we needed. and then we just went in and out and masked and the whole bit. Anyway, it worked out fine, but it was not a fun ride home. But we got here and we're much better and we're rested now and we're both doing great. We're both negative, been negative for about, I don't know, I was 5 days. He was, well, he didn't test until 7 days. So anyway, we're both fine. Everything is great. It's really a bad cold and really tired. Those were our symptoms and that was it. So I'm super glad to be back. Yay! I did get my August thank you cards out. So thank you for being patient. I didn't want to touch anything. If you purchased anything from me, I mailed it to you Friday, I think. I didn't want to contaminate anything in here. So now we're all good and we're going forward. Thank you, everybody. Hi. So today I thought we would make a really fun card, but I'm going to do a couple quick announcements first. So let me just tell you, we are not going to have bingo in September. With being sick and gone and traveling and everything, I am behind and still not 100%, still just a little tired. But other than that, I decided, you know what? Let's take off September bingo, but October bingo is already up for registration. So with that being said, it will be on a Wednesday. I decided to do it the same night I do my normal video, but I'll do it at 5 instead of 5:30. And we will try it on a Wednesday, see how that goes. And we will have a good time. It is my birthday month in October, so I'm going to do some extra raffles and some extra giveaways and fun. So make sure you register for that. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Thanks, everybody. I really appreciate all your kind comments. It is good to be back. The other thing is the next paper pumpkin that is coming up is, I am looking for it here. Now it's like I have to get ready for this and be prepared with all my little slides. So the next one is a Christmas themed, and the text on the right hand side, I wrote it a little bigger. That is what the tiny text in the picture says. The word from the North Pole is that this kit coordinates with next month's paper pumpkin tag kit. So this month is the striped box. Next month is the one with the little hat, the white box there. There's some details about it. So the next two are going to be a whole lot of fun. So don't miss out. Make sure you are registered by the 10th of October. Oh, thank you, Lisa. October bingo. Okay, so I'm just starting them. One of them is the texture chic. So I'm using that one. And the next one I did is, I can't remember the name of it. Let me look. Good Feelings and the Flowers of Friendship. So the Good Feelings is the larger text. I have a lot of people ask me, how do you use the larger font sentiments, and what do you do with those? And so I decided to put one of those in there to kind of show you what my thought is. And it really, it gets dressed up and it's kind of nice. Oh, Gloria. Oh, that would be great, Gloria. Oh yeah, Pam, it's going to be fun. So the texture chic I love. The other two, I think I'm going to do a fancy fold for a holiday card, because I will do one holiday card in there. I know everybody's starting to get their ideas and thoughts on what they want to do, and start thinking about that, because, you know, as the catalog goes towards the end and you get towards the end, things are going to start, you know, not replenishing and run out of stock, because why would we replenish in December when there's only a couple weeks left or whatever? So start kind of planning, looking around, getting some ideas on what suite you want to use, and maybe start purchasing little by little the things that you want, or of course the smart way, buy the whole suite at one time. So that's kind of what I want to do, is start doing a Christmas card here and there still, so that I can share those ideas with you. And so that's, I'm going to do one Christmas card. It will be a fancy fold, and it is a lot of DSP. So, and I think I'm going to use Lights Aglow, and I'll tell you why. because I am doing another project, which is leaving me some little strips and different pieces that I'm going to be able to use on this card. So I'm excited about that. It's always good when you can use up your pieces. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's not a piece card or anything. It just so happens that these are going to work out for that card. And then the last one, I don't have an idea yet. So if you have a thought, let me know what you'd like to see, and I can definitely do that. I can also throw in another texture and sheet card or something like that, so that you can use the same, kit twice if you want to, and that kind of thing. So leave a comment below after the video. If it's during the chat goes away and kind of comes back, but it's kind of hard to look through. But if you leave it below on the comment in the video, then I will see what the fourth project will be. Again, this bingo is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to do some giveaways. It is my birthday month, so we're going to do some fun stuff for bingo, and do some extra things for that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Oh, there's a cute kit coming up. It's called the Christmas Gifting Kit. I love this kit because I love the theme of it's kind of a rustic farmhouse kind of look. And so I'm super excited about it because my tree happens to be a farmhouse type black and white checkered gingham buffalo check, whatever you want to call it. And so I think that's going to be really cute for tags. So I think I'm just going to do that this year. So we'll see. I may have to fluff them up a bit. So maybe we'll do a video on that too. But I ordered 4 of those. So I'm excited for those to come. Of course, my host code on my Facebook page, on my blog, it's going to say current host code, because sometimes, like this last month, I left town early and I switched my host code. I don't want you to be confused that, ooh, is this going to be the correct host code or is it not, because it's already the next month, or I can't use it till September 1st and it still says August. What can I do? So I'm going to, on my blog, it will say current host code. So that's always the current one. So when you go to my blog, copy that host code, click the button above the circle that says shop now. It'll take you right in there and you'll have the code for you. Or on my Facebook page, it's always posted as the pinned post. And you can click on that and it has my host code attached. You can always take it back off, and if your order is over $150. And the last thing is World Card Making Day is coming up, and let me see where I put that because it's listed here. Here we go. World Card Making Day. Any of these bundles that you purchase, you will get the free iridescent pearl basic jewels, and these are so cute. And then join us. You'll see some information coming out on World Card Making Day. And it is going to be where you can join and craft along with others. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And that'll be, some messages will come up with dates on that. So this is what they look like. It's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can get them out of the package. They're iridescent. They're beautiful. These I've used some already. I don't know how many packages I've used, but so cute, and they're iridescent. I don't know if you can see the iridescent on them, but they're very, very pretty. So you will get a package of these free if you buy any of those stamp sets. Okay. Oh, Julie, have a safe trip home. I agree, Tashana. That kit is adorable. All right, so here we go. We're going to get with this card here and get started. So this is what I decided to do. First off, this paper, when I saw this, this is Rings of Love. So yes, it's retired, but I know you have a lot of it, or probably do. So I chose to create with this some time ago, and I just never got to it. These two together I thought were just fantastic. So I put them on a card base, and that was it. That is all I knew, and I had a bunch of them sitting here, and I didn't know what I was going to do for my main focus. I was kind of thinking of a sea theme with this, like a seascape ocean kind of thing, but I really wanted to tie this in. I was going to do a strip down the side, but I really wanted to see more of that. And I wanted to show you a tip on this also. Then this paper here, I used the brush stroke paper, which I just found this at the very end of creating my card. So I'm glad I found extra. To do, I had a bunch of the white labels. This is the scallop circles, and I had a bunch of the white ones already made. And so I was like, okay, I need to use those up. So what am I going to do? So I decided to use that with this. And then when I thought of the Night of Navy with the brush stroke paper, you can see all that texture on it. I decided to do a little band and then do my inner circle and put my flowers on that. So instead of a sentiment there, I chose to do that part. And then of course I took the soft succulent, the open weave ribbon, and made a little bow. And then again, a retired item, and I see if I can find the package to show you, but they're the Genial Gems. Oh, here they are right here. I believe these are retired, but I had a bunch of them. And so I know that sometimes you're like, oh, how am I going to use all these up? Because you have a lot of this paper, or maybe you have a lot of these gems, and you're like, okay, what am I going to do with those? So those go really well together, and you can kind of come up with whatever you want. So these are the two papers I used, and you can see I have a lot of this paper. So I was like, okay, everybody probably does. So I wanted to show you these. The other thing I want to tell you, a little tip, when you have your paper, and I just took these two out, but cut them at the same time. Put your papers together and cut them. When you're cutting them, you're 4 by 5 1/4, or you're 4 by whatever you are. And this one is going to be 4 by 2 1/8. So 4 by 2 1/8. So you're going to put both of these together. And I kind of look at the colors, and I would probably do it like this. So this just kind of pops off a little bit. Okay. And then I took a blue panel. So we're going to go ahead and start with this. But I wanted to remind you to cut them together. That way when you do line them up, they line up perfectly on your blue piece. So what I would do is take this and put it on there just like that. And then take your bottom one and put it like that. And they're going to align perfectly because you cut them at the same time. If you don't cut them at the same time and you cut a bunch of these and a bunch of these, they could just be a tad off, and then they're not going to align. But in this case, we still have our blue strip that you can put on there and, you know, show up and make up the difference, and that's fine. That helps too, but it just helps if you do them both at the same time, and then you get the same exact size. So that's a tip I wanted to show you. When I decided, when I made these cards, because these did go out in the mail, and when I made these cards, I said, oh, I better stop at this one so I can show you. And I ran out of this paper until I found that piece I just showed you. So that's why this is already made. But my main focus today is I want to show you how I colored it and how I put the images together here with blends and markers. So that is with blends and markers. I'm going to try and zoom in just a bit, so give me a second. Let me first show you what we used, and then I have cards to show you when we're done that I got in the mail, so I don't want to forget that. I did Shaded Summer, so this is what we're using right here, this flower, and I liked this, Always Grateful for You. So what I want to say is not only I'm so grateful for everybody, all my customers, the demonstrators that help me out, that play bingo, that take my classes. I really appreciate it. I did reach my 100,000, and I was so grateful for all of you. I appreciate everybody that purchased from me. I had demonstrators purchase. I did have my special with my tree lot dies if you put in a $150 order, and I mail them to you for free, and that really helped me go over on top of my $100,000. So thank you so much, everybody. And that's where these cards came in, is I was super grateful for you. And so I wanted to choose a different sentiment than just thank you. I'm very grateful for everybody that helped me, but this last month you guys really helped me push it over the edge, and I appreciate that very much. Thank you, Deborah. Okay, so what we're going to do is I took this one. This one I did on the inside, so let's do that really quick. I just took this and I took my card on the inside. I'm going to bring my tablet over here. And all I did, super simple, because I didn't want to do any more coloring on the inside, but I took my mint macaron, and because I wanted to pull colors that I've used on the card, and we're going to stamp off because look how bold that is. That is super bold. So I decided to just go in with a second generation stamp, and look how soft and pretty that is. Oops, sorry, I'm a little down. So look how soft and pretty that is. This was super bold and I didn't want it too dark, but I liked that second one. So we're going to go with that. All right, so that part's done. Super simple. Let's go ahead and adhere that. Did you guys see my picture on my blog? I did 120 bows today. Little tiny bows for a project I've got going. So that's what I was doing. Hallmark or American, Great American Family Channel, whatever that was. Okay, so that's going to go on the inside. And I watched that and I did a bunch of bows. All right, so again, the scalloped, we did the scallop. The largest ones is what I did for the center. We're going to use this one to die cut our flower. And then I used this smallest little scallop here. I had a bunch of those made, so I decided to take that, and that's what I did my sentiment with. So kind of think of what you have on hand. And it makes it go a lot easier, especially when you're doing a lot of it. All right, so here we go. My blushy, my petal pink is always my first stamp set over there, so that's the one I tend to use there. Let me see, I think I'm going to zoom in. It's going to be a little easier to see. All right. So I took the stamp and I put it here, and then there's my white piece of paper. We're going to die cut that out. So I like to do it in the middle so it's not too close to the edges. And this is what I'm going to use. So for my markers, we're going to use my mint macaron, Miso saffron, night of navy, evening evergreen, and balmy blue. So these are the markers we're going to use. I'm going to move those up there. Now that we're a little close, I have less space for you to see, but that's okay. I'll show them to you. And then the markers, the blends, we're going to use the light balmy blue and the dark soft seafoam. Okay, so these are the two that we're going to be using. All right. All right. Okay. The gray hurts your eyes. Oh, hold on a second. Let me get a paper then. Let me grab one here. I meant to do this anyway. So let's do this. All right, so hopefully this will help. All right. All right, well, it's not necessarily in screen, but I'm going to tilt this to the right a little bit because this is how I'm right-handed. And it's going to be a little easier this way. I hope that helped, Deborah. Okay, so the first thing I did is I'm going to take Evening Evergreen and I'm going to come in and I'm just going to color, let me make sure I'm in screen, yeah. I'm just going to color the stems, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You can go back over it. I just kind of go fast at first, and in the inside of the leaves I just kind of do the centers. I just kind of go up and down the center, and then I do the stem, Okay, and I'm going to stamp now. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Oh boy. I took my foam out on my last project, so 1 second. We're going to readjust here. I totally forgot that I took this out. That's what I get. Oh wait, I don't need that. Hold on. See, this is, my husband and I call this COVID brain. All right, let's try this again, because I do have rubber. It just feels like it's a lot lower than what it should be, just because I've been doing acrylic. So sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to go here again a little bit. I'm going to make sure I'm in screen. All right, and go down. If you guys have had COVID, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's like my poor husband is as fit as ever, and he was at work and tried going up the stairs at work, which he does multiple times a day, and he was like, oh my gosh, going upstairs today was just awful. And it's just your strength is just not the same. All right, so we're going to just color this green in. All right, and then I'm going to use my little tool here. And you just do it to where you get the depth that you want. Okay, and I'm fine with that, but now I need to do this part over here. So we're going to go inside these leaves. You don't have to be super neat about it. You just want to kind of color them in, and you'll see what I mean. No, you don't have to huff on it, Deborah, as long as you do it quickly. So just kind of do it quick. Like I'm going to go one more right there. And on this little leaf right here, it seems like I got a little mark on it. So I'm just going to do a little bit more right there. Okay. Just be careful you don't get your green on your flowers, but it's not earth-shattering. Okay, so I am good with that. So as long as I have like a good imprint of my leaves right there, I'm good with that. Now, I can leave the green for now because I'm not going to do anything else with the green. So let's go ahead and take our light blue, our balmy blue, and of course I use the brush and I lay it down, and we're going to color all of the flowers. So go ahead and just color all of the flower, but you want to be careful of that little spot where it's yellow. The centers of the flowers right there. There's a center, okay? And now here, I'm fine. I'm going to come in with my tip a little more because I want to miss that yellow. Okay, and so there's that one. I'm going to come over to this one. I got a little bit of the blue on that outside leaf, but it's okay, and you'll see why. You don't have to be super neat about it, but you kind of want to try not to get it all over because then it'll be a muddy mess. But all right, so let's do our blue. Oh, Tashana, you are so right. It's weird. It is a weird thing. I was like, oh yeah, this is no big deal. I feel like I have a cold. And then the tiredness kind of crept up. When we came home the next day, we laid down and took a nap, and I don't think we moved. Of course, we did try drive 24 hours. But, you know, I think it was 12 hours one day and 13 the other. We went through Idaho. We were going to go through Wyoming and go through Yellowstone, but by the time we were close by, we were like, yeah, no, let's just get home. So we just went through Idaho, Nevada. Okay, so see, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to see your lighter spots, and that's, you know, there is white there, but like this is a little bit lighter, and that's okay because we're going to do something different there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take yellow, and I'm going to go right in the middle of the flowers. So a lot of people, you know, are always like, what do you use the markers for? And I've been using them a lot lately, so you guys can kind of see some different ideas, you know, what I use them for, because there's so many solid stamps like this that, you know, you're just like, oh, if you had to sit there and try to stamp or use daubers every time, this is just so much easier, a little more forgiving. Now I wanted a little more yellow on the top, so I took my little end and I just kind of did little tick marks and just kind of filled that spot in just a little bit because I wanted a little bit more. And I did these a little darker, and you'll see why in a second. I just went over and just kind of do little dots or little tick marks on there. Okay, so just like that. All right, now you're going to bring in your navy color. Okay, now you're going to bring in your navy blue, and now you're just going to brush up, and it doesn't have to be any kind of rhyme or reason. I'm going to do this one a little lower here, a little longer here on your leaves. You're just adding some color. I'm going to add on those little sprigs and kind of just around the top, and then that's what you're going to come out with. So it's going to be like a two-tone color flower. Now we're going to go down here. We're going to go outwards because you're going to see these little spriggy little stems, and I think it's easier to do the yellow like that. If it goes out on the edges a little bit, you're okay. We're going to come in on this leaf here and this leaf here, and now where these little lines are, I'm going to do some dark spots, but then I'm just going to feather up. If you feather up with your side of your pen, it looks, oops, I got a little bit on my leaf and I don't want that. Dark navy on my leaf here on the outside. So I'm going to wipe that off. And if you wipe off some of that green, it's no big deal because it's already on there. All right, so we're just going to do that in the middle one. Oh, Gloria, I'm glad you did too. I knew you'd like it. All right, and there's a little light right there, so I'm just going to darken that up just a little bit on the bottom. And just go a little shorter, not even all the way to the edge. I just want to darken that up a tiny bit. And now on the bottom one, I'm going to go again where these little spriggy things are here, up this leaf a little bit, and then I'm just going to come flick outwards and down, just away from the middle. And you don't have to have them all even. Okay, so you'll see there's a long one there, a longer one over there. It does not have to be even. In fact, you don't want it even. So see, it kind of gives it just some different colors, some different layers, different texture. And you can go back in and add as many colors as you want. You could probably go with a pool party or something and add some little different shading in there if you want. At this point, I am going to clean off this because the next step is what I should have done first. So if you do this next step first, because then you don't have to clean anything off. But you don't want to add this next color, which is the mint macaron. So if you're looking at this right now, look at the leaves. If you do this lighter color first, then you can go to the leaves and then go to the flowers, and you don't have to clean anything off. But because I forgot, and you're just going to lay it down and go right over the leaves. And it doesn't matter if it goes on the stem, it's going to go over evening evergreen. It's not a big deal. You just want to make sure you get them inky. And this one, you're just getting the leaves. All right. Okay. And then there you go. So there are your leaves and there are your flowers, okay? So now the blends come in. So we're done with our ink. So we're going to bring in our green, which is our dark soft sea foam. Use the bullet in here and just color them in. Remember, you're using alcohol markers now. On top of markers, they will not smudge because they are not the same solvent. It's all this alcohol versus the water, right? So you can use, just like you can, the Memento and the blends, or the Stays On and the watercolor markers or pencils or whatever you're using, water-based. Okay, so just color those in. So now they're nice and vibrant. And they're all filled in. And now you're going to take your balmy blue and see how this bud doesn't have any color. And you don't have to fill it all the way in. You could just kind of go over a little bit, and you can have some white spots still left. It's whatever, you know, you want to do. If you're missing a little bit with white, it's okay. Okay, so just kind of fill that in. And then there's down here, you know, you can fill it in a little bit. It's got some white spots, whatever you want to do, and that is it. So see how pretty that is and how simple that was? So super simple. All right, now let's cut that out. And we need our die here. So let me cut this out. I'm going to lay there's a lot to look. You want to look at your, well, let me get my paper straight. You want to look at this line right here and make sure you can see that stem right in the middle. And then I look at this point to make sure that that little bud is right there. And then your two tips right there. And then I have just a couple little pieces of tape already here. So we're going to put those down. So this is really a great way to use your DSP. Pick out a couple pieces. Change up your flower to be whatever colors you want. You know, there's that other pretty flower in here. I think it's got the sweet sorbet and the, maybe it's the mint macaron color, I think. That would be really pretty too. And you can choose to change up your flowers to whatever you want. And then you can bring this in. Let's see, I had my sentiment. What did I do? Here it is. So one of the things I like doing, and I think I've told you guys before, is I really like having labels like this. I'm going to bring this out a little bit now. Having labels like your circles or these done and ready. Then what I do, oh, I had one over here. I think I might have just tossed it because I just used it. But you can take your project and do a stamp, cut, you know, like a die right in the middle of a piece of paper, and keep putting your dies in there and stamp them. And that's what I did here. All right, we're going to add this on the back, on the inside. So pick out your DSP, use it up, think about the colors, and then grab something else. Like I said, I had the papers on the back for, I don't know, a good couple months because I knew I wanted to use these two pieces of paper together for some time. I just wasn't sure what else I wanted to do. And my upline Sherry laughs at me because sometimes I'm like, okay, I know I'm going to use these and I know I'm going to use that. And now what am I going to do? She's like, you don't make a sample up first? And I don't always. I'll get to this point and then it might take me a couple days to come up with something. And that's when I decided to add the blue and then make my flower the centerpiece versus a sentiment piece. And that just, you know, worked for me. That's what I liked. So we're going to put that on there. And I want this popped up, so I'm just going to kind of add this here and here. I'm going to add another one just because, good measure. Oops. Pull the paper right off. And then what I do for the end, even though the sentiment's going to go over it, I take just a little piece. Oh, I don't want to use those scissors. Let me get another one. I take just a little piece like this. And if I was making a lot, what I did is I cut all the edges off and used them. But for now, and if you see it, it's not that big of a deal, but I want it popped up like the rest of the sentiment or the flowers, and then the sentiment's going to cover it anyway. So let's take these off. And that one. And then what I did is I wanted this to be like the main focus. I want the leaves in, the flower in, and that leaf there. Okay, so that's all in. This is popped up also. And then I'm going to put this over here. So we're going to just do, I did 3. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate it. Oh. All right, and then I just wanted this a little to see, you know, your paper on your both sides. I wanted that. I made a bunch of tiny little bows out of the soft succulent. We're just going to put that right here. And I don't really care that my bow, oops, I didn't put a glue dot on there, is in front of my words. It's okay. People will read it. I want the bow to go right there. I'll move it up just a little bit. And we're going to put this on the card base. I should have done that before I added my bow, but that's okay. Alright, I like to hold it in the middle so I can kind of move it still. Kind of check my borders here. There we go. And now we need our gems, and then I think we're done. And again, I'm using these, the Genial gems, and it looks like I ran out of little ones, but that's okay. We can use all big ones. I don't want to use these ones. I want to use the green. I have more, I'm sure, but that's okay. We're just going to go with, we'll just do them a little bit different. Okay. There we go. Super fun. You know, we always end up with extra gems of, you know, kinds that they retire, and they are still definitely usable, so I'm going to use them. So that is the card today. So I hope you saw the difference between using the markers and the blends and how you can do, you know, make those work. Remember, do not color on your stamps with your blends. Blends are to color in. So when you're using your blends, you want to color things in with blends. When you use your markers, you can color on your stamps. Sometimes I keep my black one right here always. And if something didn't quite stamp, I might, you know, touch it up a little bit. Or if I'm doing my scan and cut, I might take this, usually a pencil, but sometimes this, if it's not something that noticeable, and I'll put the lines, you know, close the lines up so it's a nice clean scan so it can cut it. And yeah, that's about it. But oh, I don't want to forget the cards that I received. I received a couple of beautiful cards. The first card is from Sue. Thank you so much. And I have to say, you know, you can buy these little things to go on the front of your cards when you feel the need to. This actually is the inside of an envelope, and that's brilliant. I'm going to start doing that. And so she had it on top of her card, but what a beautiful card that she learned from another class. She shared that with me, and one of my favorite artists, I have to say. And so look how beautiful that is. Isn't that pretty? So this kind of gave me an idea for one of the cards that we're doing for bingo. I actually did part of it, and then I finished it off after I saw this one. And so it's just so pretty. So there's that one. And the original artist on this one was Tammy Wilson. She got it from a kit. And so beautiful. I love it. Thank you, Sue. And then my team member, Debbie Spicer, thank you so much. Look at how a pretty card. So this is the outside. Look how pretty. Look at all that detail. I always know it's Debbie's when it comes with a lot of Wink Stella. I love Wink Stella too. So it's got the belly band, and that's what has the label on it. So pretty. So it's like this. She left a nice note, and then a nice big note inside, but it has like the watercoloring paper. So a lot of DSP. I love it. And the pink, Oh, you know what? This is that colored vellum, I think. Debbie, if you're on here or if you're on here later, I think this is that colored pink vellum. It's super, super sparkly on there. And I think that's what that is. So, so beautiful. Thank you guys so much. When are you doing? Kathy, I'm doing bingo on, let me go look again because the 12th, October 12th, it's on a Wednesday. And I'm going to do it at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. And it is going to be a birthday bingo. So I'm going to be doing some giveaways, some extra things. But that being said too, and it's in my notes on the sign up thing, but I want to make sure I have at least 25 people that join. So it really isn't cost productive to do it because I like to send out gifts and things to you guys too. So I like to at least have, I think it was 20 or 25 people. It's on there. So hopefully we get everybody to sign up. I know the holiday months are coming, and so I just kind of want to say that because I know everybody's busy and have other financial obligations, and if you can't play bingo, I totally get it. But it's just for me to be able to do bingo and make it worth my while for giving money and prizes and stuff away. I want to make sure that, you know, I'm covered. So I hope you understand that. When are you doing bingo? Oh, no, September bingo. I'm not going to do September bingo. For those of you that all have already paid, I emailed everybody and everybody was so gracious to go to October. So I think I'm just trying to catch up, and I'm still a little, not out of it, but, you know, moving slowly. I told my husband it took me all day today just to make 120 bows. And I sat here watching TV just like slowly. So I'm getting there. Better than I was. Yes, if you are registered for September, I asked you if you wanted me to move it to October or give you the money back. And for everybody that paid, I believe, I have to go double check, but I think they all said switch it. If you did not and you've changed your mind, please let me know. I will reimburse you your money. But that is the case for now. It looks like everybody was good going with October. So hopefully that's the case, but it's going to be a good one. It's like I said, it's my birthday month. At the beginning of the video, I kind of said some of the projects, stamp sets I used. If you want to have a say in the fourth project, leave a message below after the video and let me know what you're interested in seeing in bingo, and I'll go from there. I do have some other people that have messaged me, so just let me know, because I still have that last, I'm working on the third project now, which is a fancy fold, and I don't have a fourth project yet. In October, at the end of the month, I'm going to a retreat, so I will be gone. So that is why it's up to the 12th. I moved it up sooner because I'm not going to be here at the end of October. And then in November, I'll be on stage in Anaheim. So that'll be a lot of fun. So I will adjust bingo to make sure it is, you know, around that. So don't worry about that. And that, I think, is it. I appreciate you guys all very much. Again, thank you so much for all of those who have purchased from me, played bingo, participated in a class, because that did help me reach my 100,000 in sales, and I appreciate you very, very much. I did do it in 2.5 years. As you know, I've mentioned that this time around I am trying to be consistent with videos, trying to be consistent with different things, and as I learn stuff, I'm hoping to share with you, or if I come across something that I remembered I did before, I like sharing with you so you can be as excited about it as I was. You are so welcome. Thanks to Shauna. Bye. So again, thanks for coming back. Thanks for welcoming me back. I will see you on, what day is it? Wednesday. I will be here Wednesday. Thank you, Stephanie. I feel much better than I did. I'm still tired, but much better. And yeah, so thanks again, everybody. And I will see you Wednesday. Don't forget to come back. Let me know what you would like, and a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. And thanks again. I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.